In the legal world, there is a combination of forces that feed a corrupt and suffocating legal system for attorneys. Law schools, law professionals, judges, and even the firms themselves for whom you work create a system, a matrix, if you will, that is nothing like what you thought when you passed the bar exam. The purpose of this podcast is to help you escape this legal matrix, leading you out of the proverbial desert to be free of the bondage of the matrix. Hosted by Bryce D. Nyer, attorney at law with over 30 years experience in the trenches of civil and criminal litigation at the state, federal, and international levels. He's a highly accomplished and resourceful legal professional, a true master of his craft, and he's here to help you get your life back. Here's your host, Bryce D. Nyer.
Okay, here we go. It's another episode of Escaping the Legal Matrix, an attorney's exodus from what? Yeah, confusion, delusion, and deception. This is yours truly, Bryce D. Nyer, coming at you from Fayetteville, North Carolina, here around Fort Bragg, also known as Fort Liberty. But again, it's always Fort Bragg to me. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to talk about today. I'm glad you asked that question. Yeah. Come on, let's hear it. Yeah, what are we going to talk about? Yeah, keep going. That's right. Rowdy crowd. Okay. So we're going to talk about value. What is your value as a lawyer? Value. Now, value can mean many different things. Could be your monetary value. Could be the value of the goodwill you provide, the law firm that you belong to. Maybe you're a law partner. Maybe you're an associate. Maybe, again, you're just a law student clerking and interning for somebody else, making somebody else the money while you just get the scraps from the table. Yeah, that sucks. Been there. So let's talk about it. So when I first started out interviewing and the interviewing process, let me tell you, that was an experience. So you send out all these letters, you send out these resumes, and you get these letters back, as we've discussed in other episodes. You know, yeah, we want to interview you, we want to talk to you, or no, we don't. We don't like you. And again, it's all going to be about connection, but you're going to get to that discussion of what is your value to the law firm, to the organization. Now, some of you may go to work for state or federal governmental agencies, and they're going to tell you what your value is because there's a pay scale. And you're going to come in at a rating, and that's all they're going to pay you. And if you stay with them for a career, yeah, you'll get raises in the state or federal system, but you're going to have to wait. And the thing about it is, value in the state or federal attorney jobs, oh man, I mean, you're looking at like Clown Weasel to your right who doesn't do anything, but because of the political ass kissing has now gotten a increase in the state or federal rating system, and they got a raise while you're sitting there doing all the work. And there's no motivation to do any more than is necessary, except the mediocrity, because you're getting paid rain, snow, shine, tsunami, unicorn invasion, you name it, whatever. But in the private sector, that is not true. You eat what you kill. And in the private sector, private firms, they got to make the money. Mr. Green has to show up to pay the overhead and to provide the lifestyles they wish to grow accustomed to, and for some of them to pay their alimony and their child support. Yeah, that'll happen too. And that really sucks. So value. How do you value you? You go into this interview when you're just starting out and, you're sitting there maybe interviewing with one of the partners, maybe two, maybe more. And it's this discussion. And then eventually you're going to get around to salaries and hourly rates. Now, they're either going to set it, and that's the end of the discussion for that right then and there, because they're in control, because you're so excited to get a job offer. You'll just about take damn near anything. And I guess for some, that's okay because you want to get experience. And you're like, how the hell am I going to experience if I don't work for a firm? And you got a point there. Now, alternatively, You could just say, the hell with that shit. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a gamble. I'm going to take a huge risk, and I'm going to be bold, and I'm just going to go out on my own. And I will set my own fees, and I will set my own value. So in most states, and I'm here in North Carolina, and I'm also licensed in Georgia, but most of the ethics opinions on setting fees to describe or to define your value, they talk about reasonable fees. What's reasonable? What's unreasonable? And I hate that language. I think it's just stupid as shit. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why it's stupid as shit. Because you got a bunch of bureaucrats at the state bar and all these pundits writing these opinions. They've never had to make overhead, or get their reservation fees or retainer fees and run a business. No, they're getting paid by the state. So how the hell do they know what your value is? And this community standard of value. Well, you know what? Maybe you're better than the other lawyers in your community. Maybe you're better than the lawyers in your whole state, maybe the country. Why should you let other lawyers define your value? I don't. Now, when I first started out as a state employee doing criminal defense, it was a salary. I took it. I wanted to get the experience because I didn't know any better. I just didn't know any better. Nobody was mentoring me. Nobody was coaching me. Nobody was leading me. It was just this Wild West show of, sending out resumes. I just wanted a job and I wanted benefits. And, the first job I had, I worked as assistant public defender making a certain salary. It was fun. I was young. It was fun litigating. But after a while, I'm like, damn, these law school loans are coming due. Oh, wait, they are due. And I was drowning. And I had value. Once I, caught on and grabbed onto the ropes of litigating and getting in that game, I thought, man, I'm not getting paid enough. I can barely pay my bills. Then I became an associate for a firm, and they set a salary too. So you're in there, and clearly the senior partner or partners know their value because they've been around a while, and they're going to set their own value, and they're going to set your value too. Well, after about 18 months of that, I got sick of that shit. And I'm like, nope, I'm going out on my own. I'm going to set my own fees, my own value, my own hours. And that's what I did. And so you have to sit down there and come up with well, how much do I charge? Well, here's the thing for you law students and you new lawyers going out. You got to figure out what the cash is you want to keep. Just like your overall revenue, who gives a shit about your revenue? Nobody cares about how much you gross. It's how much you keep. You can make $10 million, but at the end of the day, just keep $100,000 for you. That's all you get. Well, that sucks in that example. That sucks. And it does. So you have to sit down and you have to get realistic. What is the value you offer? Because look, when clients come in to see you, listen, law students, listen up, you young lawyers, listen, transition. When they walk in that room, there's a couple things that they just want to know. They don't give a damn about your diplomas and all your plaques and all that shit on the wall. Not at all. Not. They're like, hey, I got a problem. What's your win rate? And again, win rate is all, subjective. How the hell do I get out of this mess? And what is it going to cost me? And how much are you going to charge me? And you have to present a confidence about yourself, a competence about yourself to show them that you know what the hell you're doing and that you're going to be able to ease their pain, that you're going to be able to solve their problem. Now, you can't guarantee the results of an outcome of a case because that's clearly unethical by just about every state bar in the United States and the American territories. You can't do that. You cannot guarantee the outcome because you don't know what the outcome is. But you have to demonstrate a value to them. You have to demonstrate a certainty that you get it, that you understand the legal system. And this is what you're going to do for the client. And this is how it's going to work. And where most of my colleagues fail, this is where they fail. They get lazy as hell. They're just lazy. They bring people in and they give them the hubba, 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 blah, 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 blah. And boy, they're living shit out of most of these people, these potential clients. Then they pull out this long extraneous contract or barely cover about fees and everything, and then toss their ass out the door. And then what happens is these clients become dissatisfied because they don't understand really the value they're getting or they're not getting. See, when people come in and consult with me, there's no bullshitting around. They've already read what I call a 2-page reality check. This is the way the consult's going to go. This is how it's going to operate. There's direct communication, not just like, some chat bot or some recording. It's all one-on-one here at my firm. That's the way it works. And when they come in, we discuss raw, real, and relevant and about results. And we define what they're facing, what their problem is, and then we draw it out on this huge whiteboard of what the hell we need to do. We don't waste time. We don't mince words. We look at the facts without the feelings. We already know here people are upset, they're distraught, but you got to change up the phraseology, because when you change up their phraseology, it's directly relevant to your value, because you have to relay that value to them of, hey, I get it. You're in pain. And this is what we need to do to solve the pain. I have the experience in solving this pain. And if we don't solve this pain, you're going to die in place and be the walking dead. And you're going to be stuck in this pit for the rest of your life. And here's the value I bring to the table as your lawyer. And when you charge whatever you charge, you don't back down. It's not a flea market. You cannot operate your law firm. You cannot operate your business. And law firms are a business. I don't care what they tell you. It is a business. And if you don't project your certainty and you don't project your value, they are not going to hire you. They're not. They're just not. I have clients come in all the time, and they hire me and fire the other attorneys because the other attorneys are lazy as hell. They don't project certainty. They don't communicate. And they don't connect. You have to connect. And connecting doesn't mean you have to lay down on the ground and grovel in the pit of depression and surrender and pity parties and all that. No, you have to live yourself in truth and integrity. I mean, who the hell wants to follow a lawyer that's a drunk? Who in the hell wants to follow a lawyer that's a drug addict? Who in the hell wants to follow a lawyer that their lives are so screwed up that they're living a life of hypocrisy? And that was one of the key things that I learned when I joined Wake Up Warrior in 2018. Living in truth. Stop the lying, tell the truth, and do the work. That's their code. That's their basic code of Wake Up Warrior. And that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do in your law firm, in the way you live. And for a time, I was delusional. I was living in deception. I wasn't projecting my value. I was like, yeah, man, they're going to get pissed if I quote this fee. And then finally one day when I couldn't pay the bills, I'm like, oh, shit. I got to dust off. I got to rethink this whole game. I got to rethink this whole thing, because I have this extensive litigation experience. I have this extensive experience in appellate work. I have this extensive experience in dealing with international law matters. I have this extensive experience in networking and building allies and fighting the legal matrix. And so I sat down one day and I said, this is my value. This is my upfront fee. These are the fees and trust. This is my hourly rate between 8 and 5. This is my hourly rate after 5 p.m. and on weekends and on holidays. And it's not negotiable. Not negotiable. And what you get in return is direct access to me, to Bryce, almost 24/7. So wherever you travel, as long as you have an email, as long as you have a phone, as long as you're alive, as long as you're not in a coma, you can shoot and move with Bryce. And you can ask legal questions and get legal advice, even in other areas that you may not even have hired me for. See, you have to give them value. You have to be distinctive. You cannot just be the average Joe or Jane. You cannot do that. There are over 1 million active lawyers in this country. Sharks, that's what they are. Seeking the client, the retainer fee, the reservation fee to get hired. And here's the thing. If you do not show your value, if you do not prove your value, they will find another shark. They will. Because most clients coming in, they are emotional, and you have to change their phraseology. You have to change the way they think. You have to change the way they focus. You have to give them clarity. You have to give them a path to possibilities, to success, of ending the pain. And if you can't do that, you will fail. But before you can do that, you have to do that with yourself. You have to get clear. You have to get focused. You've got to stop the pain in your life. This is what I loved about Wake Up Warrior, because it dealt with body being balanced in business. Body being balanced in business. And that's what you have to do as a legal warrior. To fight the legal matrix, you have to have such clarity. You have to have such focus. You have to have such ruthless commitment to moving forward and rising as a lawyer above the rest and showing and proving your value and closing the deal and getting hired, and then going out there and going and waging a holy war against the legal matrix. And if you're not prepared to do that, then you need to get the hell out of the legal profession, because it's not really a profession anymore. It's a clusterfuck. It's exactly what it is. It's a clusterfuck. It's a cesspool of intolerance. And what are you? You are the calm in the storm. You are the leader. Don't let people bullshit you. Don't be part of the legal matrix. Don't be contained in a box. Don't let people define your value. You define your value. Do you honestly think people like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, other major entrepreneurs, whether you like these people or not, whether you like them or not, do you honestly think they let other people define their value? That they let themselves be stopped because somebody in the same field said, it doesn't meet the community standard. Your computer must be this, this, and this. Hell no. They were innovative. They were bold. They were. That's how they made the billions. That's how they built empires. Now, again, you don't have to agree with their politics and everything, and that's not the point of what I'm saying. The point of what I'm saying is, don't get put in the box by the legal matrix. Don't let others define your value. Don't. When you set a fee, you look them in the eye and go, that's my fee. And if they don't want to pay it, then the hell with them. They'll respect you more when you hold the line. But if you waffle and you offer all this free bullshit, they're not going to respect you. Nobody respects that. When people look at me and go, my God, that's a lot of money, I'm like, hey, you're not investing in me, Bubba. You're investing in you, your legal way of life. You got to quit looking at it like you're investing in me. Because most people go piss money away on new wave runners, new cars, things they don't need. When what they really need is a lawyer that's competent, that has confidence, that knows how to guide through where? The legal matrix. A lawyer that knows their value. A lawyer that walks the talk, that lives in integrity and body being balanced in business. Body being balanced in business. It's true. It's true. And if any one of those areas are out of whack, man, you're out of whack. The legal profession, this legal way of life, it's not like law school. Listen to me, law students. Listen up. You're in an academic environment. It's academic. Academic. When you're in law school, you're not trying a case of first-degree murder where somebody where they get, they're guilty and eventually go to death row. They're put to death. No. There's no high stakes in law school. It's all grades. And then passing the bar exam. Big deal. Any monkey can get into law school, and any monkey that studies, and any monkey that takes the bar prep course, they do it right, and they knuckle down and study, will pass the bar exam. That's not the real exam. That doesn't show value for anything. That's just an academic grade point average when you graduate. That's it. And only maybe the top 1% or maybe top 5% are going to get those swanky jobs, those swanky firms. They're going to burn them out in a year. And they're going to hate their lives. They are. It's a fact. It's a statistical fact. If you look it up, you will see most lawyers after just maybe 5 years, they're burned out. They're fried. They want to make the move. They're tired of making money for somebody else, but they don't know how to establish their value. That's why you have to have that type of conversation with me. Over 31 years of experience, that's what I have. And finally being able to say, hey, this is my value. I've had other lawyers challenge my value in open court. And you know what I said? I said, hey, just because you don't think of yourself as much as I think of myself and my value, that's not my fault. That's your problem. If that's all you think you're worth per hour, that's your problem, not mine. But I'm worth way more. And this is why I'm worth way more. This is what I do. This is what you don't do. I run into the fire when you run away from it because you're scared and you're not bold and you have no courage and you're lazy. And most of all, you're stupid. Stupid. The S on your forehead isn't for Superman or Superwoman. Therefore, you're stupid, and your value reflects stupidity. Now, you may not win every legal battle. You may not win every legal war. You may not. There'll be days when you'll walk out of there and your client may say, what the hell did I pay for? Well, you know what? You may just have to come back and fight a new battle because the battle and the war in the legal profession is never, ever over. It's never over. Never. Except for those that are executed in death penalty cases. And some of them have been innocent, proved innocent. Well, it's over then. But for you, when you open your own firm, you have to look in the mirror. You have to be able to say, I am valuable. This is my value. And you have to be able to have measurables to show the value to the client. Or otherwise, they're not going to hire you. They're paying you money. Either in cash, certified funds, or credit card, but they're paying you money because you have to convince them, I'm worth $10,000 up front. I'm worth $20,000 up front. I'm worth this, and this is why. Because they're going to challenge you. They're going to say, what makes you different from this guy or girl? And most of the time, they're looking for the path of least resistance to be cheap asses and paying fees. And then they get what they pay for, a moron lawyer, and they get moron results. And that's what happens. And you have to have in the back of your mind always, I am value. I am valuable. I have value. I am value. I am value. I am value. Say it 100 times. When they ask you, what are they getting for their money? You say, you're getting me. You're getting my experience. You're getting me that can guide you through this legal matrix because you don't know what the hell you're doing. It's just like I don't go on WebMD and take out my own appendix thinking I'm a surgeon. But that's what some people will do. They'll try and do their own legal work and then screw it up and dick it all up and then realize, maybe this guy or girl did have value. See, that's your value. You're coming in to stop the pain, to stop the hemorrhaging, to prevent future damage before they screw their lives up legally so much that nobody can save them, can get them out of it. I mean, they have to save themselves. They do that by coming to see you. They do that by taking that first step, consulting with legal counsel. And they pray that they have somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. And you have to know what the hell you're doing. Look, you law students, when you come out, for a little while, you might be able to fool some people some of the time, okay, about how great you are and how much you know. But eventually, if you're stupid and incompetent, it's going to catch up to you. You're going to make a mistake, and you're going to screw something up royally. And then, man, all hell's going to unleash on you. So you just can't walk out there and go, well, this is my value. I should make $1 million an hour. Okay, well, where are your metrics to prove that you're worth that? So don't get unrealistic. Don't get stupid about it. But get strategic about it. So you law students, remember, your first year courses you're going to use. Second year, a lot of them. The third year is a total waste of time. Again, that third year should be spent with you in the courtroom, litigating and getting a real life experience with real lawyers. But they don't. They don't. So you walk out of the bar exam, and after you pass it, you're walking into a firestorm because you don't know what the hell you're doing. You're living on a prayer, hoping you don't screw something up. But either way, think about this for a minute. If you work for a firm, for somebody else, sure, they're going to guide you and try and keep you out of trouble because they don't want to get sued and you'll get some experience. But most of the time, they don't want to be bothered with you. They're like, man, just go handle it. Go handle it. And maybe they'll assign you some senior associate to make sure you don't dick it all up. Okay, well, think about if you started out on your own anyway. You're still on your own. You open your own firm, but you're setting your value. You can still talk to other lawyers. You can still ask for advice. You can. Man, I'll tell you, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But knowing what I know now, I wish when I had started out in the legal profession, there was someone like me who was willing to take people and pay them a fee, pay their value, to walk me through this legal matrix, to train me to lead and operate and own in truth a law firm and to be a litigator that I could just go pound the gates of hell down itself. Because I would have hired that guy or girl in order to move forward and to open my own firm. But I felt this insecurity that I had to work for somebody else, that I had to be under their shadow and under their wing. So think about it. Did anybody help study, for the LSAT? Maybe you took a prep course. That's smart. But in the end, you had to do it yourself, right? Yes, you did. You had to study for all your courses to pass your exams while you're in law school. And nobody was doing the interview for you unless you're like a trust fund baby because your parents own a law firm. They're just going to hire your ass out of there. That's not making it on your own. That's nepotism. Making it on your own is like, oh, shit. I'm going to open my own firm, and God, I hope I know how to do everything. And that's why I want people to hire me, because I know how to do it. I've done it. I've set lawyers up. I've had law clerks that became good lawyers, that became partners. I've had some of my legal staff that decided to go to law school and sat there and mentored them and led them how to do it, and then got them jobs by the fact that the people that called me and said, should I hire this person? I'm like, if you don't hire this person, you're an idiot. So I know how to lead law students and lawyers to set up their own firms. And again, man, I go back and I'm like, damn, if just 30 years ago or so, there had been somebody like me that was willing to share that knowledge, to lead, to coach, to mentor, whatever you want to call it. But frankly, it's leading in total truth. And therein lies the problem in the legal profession today, because most lawyers don't live in truth. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors. But you don't have to be like that. You don't. You don't have to live in lies. You don't have to live in delusion, and you don't have to live in deception. Your value is what you demand. So demand it. Demand it. I do. I've completely changed up the way I think about how I lead and operate my firm. Now, a lot of that came from when I joined Wake Up Warrior in 2018. Let me tell you, if you don't know what Wake Up Warrior is, you need to Google it. You need to Google it. That's an organization that lives in truth. It's not happy clappy. No. It's get shit done. And that's why my whole phraseology, my way of thinking is completely different. I am not the same person I was a couple years ago, not even close. And that's what you want to be. You can't be satisfied with where you are. You can't be stuck in an hourly rate for 5 or 10 years and just coast along. No, you have to move forward. You have to rise. You have to get better, more competent, more confidence. Take on the legal matrix. Go to war every single day. And when you sit at that desk and you look at that potential client right in the eye, you say, my upfront reservation fee is $10,000 plus $10,000 in trust. And you say it in a way that, hey, you need to pay it. You need to hire me, and we need to fight together. And I'm your attorney. Once you sign the contract and once you pay the fees. And you have to define why they should pay your value. You cannot bullshit them. You have to be straight up and truthful. Don't bullshit the potential client. Don't come in there with a fancy smoke and mirrors. Don't do that. Articulate it and then deliver. Again, you can't guarantee the results, but what you can guarantee is you'll fight like hell for them. You can guarantee that you'll communicate with them. You guarantee that you can shoot and move with them as long as they cooperate. Because it's a teamwork effort. But at the end of the day, you have to define your value. Do not let the court system, do not let the state bar, do not let your colleagues, do not let your friends, do not let your family define how valuable you are as a lawyer. Don't do it. You define it, and you stick to it, and you don't back down from it. I don't give a damn what my colleagues think my value is. I don't give a damn what my family thinks my value is as a lawyer. I don't give a damn. I give a damn what I think my value is, and then I have to relay it to the client so they understand they should give a damn about what my value is. Value. What is your value? You want to have that conversation with me because you should. You need to. You need to understand right now that you have value, but you just don't know what it is. But we can clarify it. And we can clarify it not by just one conversation, but it's going to be a series of conversations over time. Hire me to help you open, operate, lead a law firm the way it really should be done. Not in the academic sense, in the real sense. Be a legal warrior. Fight the legal matrix. Get in the game and show and demand your value. Do it. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. It's been great. It's been another session. I can't wait to talk to y'all again. So remember, this is Bryce D. Nyer. Yeah, Bryce D. Nyer. Here again in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Home of a hell of a lot of military here. Again at Fort Bragg. Again, also known as Fort Liberty. But again, I'm going to still call it Fort Bragg. I don't care. I'm not going to pay heed to the legal matrix. I don't care what they legally changed its name to. The value to me is it's still Fort Bragg. But then again, we're talking about value. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So till next time, stay safe. And remember this, love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light. Bryce D. Nyer is out here.